Hi there, I'm champion trader Kevin Davey, and today in my Algo trading test, we're going to look at the contest winning trend catcher strategy. So let's get started. Today we're going to look at the trend catcher strategy that I used to win a trading contest a number of years ago. And we're going to test it and we're going to see, hey, does it still work all these years later? Where does it work? Let's see. Okay, so the description of the algo, like I said, it was something I call trend catcher. So you might be wondering, is this a trend following system? Yes, you'd be right. It's supposed to catch big trends, and it probably will have a lot of little losses. And so all it is really is it looks for the highest close with a certain RSI value, which RSI is an indicator if you don't know about it. It has a stop loss, a moving stop, a volatility stop. So it has some different ways to exit. There's a few other little nuances to it. I'm not going to show you all the rules here just because it's a fairly complicated strategy, but I do share in the description. You can download the rules in TradeStation format. I didn't put them in plain English. I put a lot of them in plain English. I don't put those in plain English just because there's so many little nuances. There's things like if it's a winning trade, wait a number of days before taking the next trade, that kind of thing. At the time I developed this, which was nearly 15 to 20 years ago, somewhere around there, I thought you needed all these kind of things. You needed a lot of little pieces in your strategy. Turns out you really don't, as you've seen from some of my recent videos. But this one I did it, so I'm just going to keep it there. Again, just look at the TradeStation code for details. So I had 4 optimized inputs, 144 iterations total, and you can see those in the code. Now, I should mention, back when I did this strategy way back when, I think I had a lot more iterations that I did. But now for this test, I'm doing a lot less because I think even 144 is probably a little too much. Okay, and to help test this, I'm using multi-op software, which is only available to Strategy Factory students. They're the only ones who can purchase it. The Platinum students who take my course and do the Platinum course, they get it for free. Okay, so looking at preliminary results, we actually had 100 different market and bar size combinations pass a 2-year test, the most recent 2 years. So that's pretty good compared to some of the other entries and systems we've looked at. 100's not a bad number, so that means there's a lot of combinations that work today. And this is years after this system was developed, so that's nice to know. Here's a couple examples. Euro dollar 1440 minute bars. It goes up. It's not a lot of profit. Euro dollar's pretty small movements, but it worked. Of course, the problem with this is the euro dollar is going to be going away in a year, less than a year, and you won't be able to trade it. So, it's getting replaced, but I haven't seen TradeStation offer the data it's that the market that's replacing it with. So, for now, I still test with euro dollar. And then here's Brent crude oil, 120 minute bars. You might say, wait, why can't I just do normal crude oil that's on the through the CME? You could. Sometimes I've noticed that Brent crude, which is offered through the ICE exchange, and the crude oil on the CME, they do act different. So they don't always go lockstep with each other. They're pretty highly correlated, but there are times when they act differently. So you might find a system that works good with Brent crude, but not with the CL, the normal crude contract a lot of people trade. But that's what it's looked like over the last 15 years. So when you look at trading potential, again, that's over the last 15 years what actually has potential to be good. It still requires some testing, but what looks good through walk forward? There are 18 different combinations. A lot of them, as you can see, are either Brent crude or lumber. Seems like those markets work just about everywhere as far as different time frames. But there's other ones too. There's some energies. There's a wheat one. There's metals with a silver. So, and then there's some other interest rates. There's a European interest rate, FGBX. So there's definitely potential there. Okay, so again, I mentioned this in all my videos, but I want to mention it again here. This is not a fully tested and approved strategy per my criteria, what I do. There are still more steps that I take that, unfortunately, what my criteria does is it whittles it down. So right there, you saw 18. I might test those 18. I might get 0 that pass my final tests. I might get 18. I doubt it. But, you know, even if I get 1 or 2, most are going to fail. And that's, you know, why I have the criteria I have. It's a stringent test. But the idea in general is sound. You can see it works in a lot of different markets, a lot of different bar sizes. So that's good to know. But finally, like I always tell people, don't take my word for granted. Test it yourself. Verify it yourself. You will have so much more confidence in what you're doing when you test it and you say, wow, you know, I tested it, looks good. And you'll feel good because you'll say, well, Kevin tested it too. He said it's good. So I feel really good about it. So that's what I recommend. So that's it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. I reply to all comments. Thanks for watching. I'm Champion Trader Kevin Davey. Have a great day.